Leadership, I think, starts with you. I think to know yourself is really important, to be aware of what gets you upset, what gets you happy, what gets you cross, what gets you frustrated, and then how you can manage the situations to increase or decrease those situations that you're in. It's hard to lead others if you haven't got that self-control yourself. So firstly, I think it's self-awareness. And then it's about building relationships, helping the players improve, creating an environment that people feel part of, that they feel that they're getting better in, and they feel that there's an element, I think, of choice, because football, you have to remember, is a player's game. It's not a coach's game. You can't intervene, there's no timeouts. Players are out there on the pitch for 90 minutes and they've got to make lots and lots of decisions. You have to sort of empower them to feel good enough to take those decisions, and then you're there to help them, support them. I think honesty is a key one. In my experience, I think players, although they might disagree and be angry, I think they appreciate that you're honest with them. The truth is always useful, I think. And when you talk about communication, you build a relationship, it's probably more important listening than talking to get their perspective. So it's the part of the job that I think that I enjoy the most is when you can help people and you can make a difference to their lives. We know that winning football matches is it's a really, really important part and a crucial part of the process, because without that it's harder to convince people. So winning football matches is important, but I think while I'm in coaching, or why I got into this, was to help players, to create an environment where they can feel that they're improving and getting better, and if you do that right, I think then you've got a good chance that results can go your way as well. Self-awareness is so important. It's a foundation of emotional intelligence, as an example, a theoretical example. And I think my experiences of management, it's a cliche and it's a truth, that football is a results game. But I think in my job, actually, it's about managing people. It's the most important thing. And when you talk about losing the dressing room, it's probably that you haven't managed those people correctly and they don't believe in you anymore. And I think any coach will say that when you don't have the support and belief from the players, you can be in a tricky situation. And I think it all starts from understanding yourself and being authentic and honest and true to yourself, because in the world there's people out there that will dislike you, that will disagree with you, there's lots of opinion, and some are for you, some against, and you can't listen to that. You've just got to do what you think is the right thing and be true to yourself and understand yourself and act appropriately in that way. You have to try to maintain a perspective and a balance, because otherwise the bubble and the external noise and everything else that comes with being a Premier League football manager stroke head coach is really tough, and it can be. At the same time, I think we have to understand that we're so lucky and privileged and fortunate, and you've got to be grateful for the opportunity to suffer, to experience the highs and lows of competitive sport at the highest level. So as much as there are challenges and problems, there are also lots to be really, really grateful for. It's something I must admit that I'm not perfect at, and I have to improve. You've got to try and find a way to develop, to learn, to appreciate the ups and downs of the job. That's the beauty of the game. It's a low-scoring game, variance, margins, referee calls, etc. It's why the game is so beautiful. It's why it's the best game in the world, is that we can't control it, and the players are ultimately on the pitch as well, and you can't control those because they're 22 human beings. But at the same time, you're trying to work towards doing as best you can to help the team. And I think it's just understanding that dynamic and that challenge is really, really important.